welcome to the stream today. How are you all doing? Russ, welcome. Thanks for the raid there. Crown, thank you for the 14th month. We are here tonight for Big Brother 27, the Veto episode, 90 minutes. There's a lot to pack in here. So we will see how much they will, in fact, pack in. Kathy, thank you for the 49th. I luckily have the night off. Not on the podcast tonight. It really was like all weekend long was just like so much happening. And then yesterday, busy like real life day. And then today, first like actual a little bit of rest. It's been very slow today. Got the night off on the podcast, so enjoying my time. Did I hear Rob and Big D were fighting over me on the podcast? They didn't. No, I have not listened. Vittoria, thank you for the 10th. And Miss Calamity, thank you for the 88th. Nicole, thank you for the 33rd. Did I hear about me on the slot? No. I need people to tell me these things. I really don't know when I'm mentioned on things. Ben, thank you for the 2nd month. People usually do tell me. Am I in focus? Yeah, roughly. Do other RHA people take notes or send clips when I'm busy? Do we take shifts? No. You know, I've thought about it. I've thought about recruiting, but it's always just been me. I mean, they do their own work for themselves, but it's always only ever been me. I don't know if I could trust anyone else's notes. You know what I mean? I mean, like I'm obviously checking what other people are doing. Some like really fantastic work from people like Hamster Watch and BB Updates, and Big Brother Junkie is phenomenal with clips since flashbacks went down. But yeah, only ever been me. I mean, it may have to change someday. You know? But it's tough because it's like at the end of the day, I still have to like check everything. Like if somebody else writes me notes, I'd still have to go and watch it. So it's not that different. It's not like, you know, like, because I can't just like take the notes and say them. Nadia, thank you for the 39th in a row. Like we already ran into that issue once this season where like, even with that in mind, sometimes you see something or you read something and then you remember hearing it and you're just talking and you end up spreading something untrue. McCherry, thank you for the 5 gifted.
Wow, a 5.
But like if somebody else wrote notes for me and then I repeated that and it wasn't true, well, first of all, I wouldn't even know like how to say it, you know, necessarily. But also, like that's on me, right? Right? Like that's my responsibility. Simply, thank you for the 5 gifted as
Wow,
well.
another 5.
Make sure you thank Simply and McCherry for those generous gifts. Magro, thank you for the 64th, and Maury with the 2nd in a row. Question: how do I recommend people watch past seasons for the first time without feeds? I mean, my hope is to someday finish the blockumentary series, but you can always check out live feed updates for the last, like 8+ years since BB19. Carly, think of the 3rd in a row. Prior to that, you could check out like Mad Rose. I still don't know how to pronounce Mad Rosed or Mad Rosed. She does some awesome stuff, and she's been doing it for a long time as well. She might have some stuff from pre-19. I'm not sure. You could always check like the BB updates archives. Mad Rose D. There it is. You're enjoying the Patreon. That's awesome. I've been really enjoying the Patreon stuff. It's obviously a lot. Hamster Watch, of course, should be a given. Episode is starting soon. Here we are. We'll get the prediction up.
With Mickey and Morgan.
All right, prediction commercial by 5:13. Yeah, the Patreon stuff has been super fun. The Survivor season is so fun. It's cool to have like a little community to watch a show like that in. And it's like all of like my most strategic like the Patreon people were built through the genius and the devil's plan, and so they're all so smart and strategic. It's so great. I mean, I think my audience in general tends to be more strategically focused, but it's like the discussions there have been so interesting. Devil's Plan season 2 coverage is still there. Everything is still archived. Drop Kikachu. Thank you for the 5.
Wow,
Yeah.
another 5.
I think this veto competition could be really fun to watch. This is like one of the best ideas for a veto competition I feel like I've seen them do in a while. And I feel like it could be really fun. I just don't have a ton of faith in how they tend to edit things. I mean, yeah, it should have been gamed for sure. By the players, I mean, because it's gameable. But that's easily fixed. You don't have to let them choose their opponent. Meal, thank you for the 4th month. Does my light feel brighter to you? I feel like I'm bright. I have a... It's even brighter. More than betrayed. Jesse, thank you for the 22nd. But of course, it's Rachel that is your true enemy, right? Jody, thank you for the 60th. That's why she did it, because you went around telling everyone you regretted voting for her. Yeah, I mean, to be fair to Mickey, yeah, she's right. She's right about this. I really want Will to do the Simpsons gif. But he stayed. Sir Nightmare, thank you for the 6th. I wish I could pull off something like Will's outfit in this scene. Because it's so cool. But I don't think I would pull it off. Yeah, I don't think I could do the red. I think it would have to be a different color. But the red's kind of what I like. Burgundy. Gotta go. Thank you for the 16th. I love how much fun Rachel's having. It's actually the dumbest reason I've ever heard for turning on your final two at the final 11. Two people who just got betrayed by her vindictively saying they will vote for her in the final two. When he's been campaigning for her to get votes in the final two for weeks. It's so nonsensical. See, again, this is just like such the Vince thing is that, like, because I say this genuinely, the closer you are to him, the more likely you are to forgive him, the more likely he is to abuse that. This is genuinely, like, Catherine is genuinely treating this like it's week one. Like, she's just now starting to branch out, campaign, and try to develop relationships. And it literally took until the renom for that to happen, too. She's not doing it yet in the episode. I mean, I want to clear the air as much as I can. What I will say is, sorry. I just loved this conversation. I thought it was so funny. We're not really getting what I thought was funny. See? See? I'm telling you, I literally said that they're doing the exact same thing to each other in this conversation. All right. No commercial. Next prediction. Rachel v. Keanu. You can't use the veto. So there's a scene between Rachel and Keanu before. Actually, there's a couple of them. I'll take any one. Before the veto draw, where Rachel has to tell Keanu he can't use the veto. And he eventually is like, we haven't even picked yet, so who even cares? But basically, I want any scene where Rachel is telling Keanu he can't use the veto. Doesn't have to be that exact phrase. Doesn't have to be any specific exact scene, but we should know it when we see it. If you're concerned about subjectivity, avoid this one. What I will say, because I do think it should be said. Of course, it was a funny thing, you know. Mickey was just dragging Vince, but Vince is just as much of a man as anyone else. Crying doesn't make you less of a man. Being a wimpy little boy, wimpy little guy with needs to put on his big boy pants doesn't make you any less of a man. Yeah, that's exactly it, Crisp. Streaming on screen, pause to talk strategy. Although sometimes I talk over it, like the like this. But I try not to be too interfery. I pause basically when I have a lot to say. Exactly. Pooping your pants does not make you less of a man. Thoughts on Taylor Swift's engagement? Good for her. Actually, you guys should let me know. Are there thoughts to be had on the engagement? Is there any other take? You know what I mean? Because I feel like people keep talking about it, but it's like, isn't it just two people getting engaged? Just the excitement. I mean, that's fine. All right, we're back. We're back. He still records everything. Oh, Will. He's me when I was like 14. that can I just say that's not even close to 4x. That wasn't even close to 4x. Oh boy, they really are going full click. Don't worry, Will. There are people that are recording all of the live feeds. That's the kind of segment I like, by the way. Because it came primarily from Will being funny, and then they added some extra stuff to like play into it, as opposed to it being clearly like a production first thing that they're just participating in. So we're getting the setup. Keanu wanting to use the veto. I'm realizing we kind of have to have that segment, right? Because like him being told not to use the veto is part of why he throws it. I was wondering because they can't really avoid the cuddling. It really was happening the whole time. I guess I'm curious to see if they emphasize it. 1962. Thank you for the 37th. No scene with Rachel and Keanu. Veto draw. Do we get the veto draw next? I honestly think we still might get that scene, but they might actually place it after the veto draw now, just to make it a little more relevant. It is very funny to see the contrast of Vince in the house being like, I'm going to look like an idiot on national television. And then Vince in the diary room, like doing his best to smooth things over with us. You know what I mean? Maybe I can make a calculated decision about this. I'm curious to see if we get more of because I know he was in that diary room stressing. All things. Thank you for the $4.99 over on YouTube. I've liked this episode so far, though. I feel like that was a good setup to the veto draw and into the veto. We're properly setting up this, like, will he, won't he? Veto draw is important. Veto comp is important. And the like goofy segment was actually like fun with the Will stuff. I will watch Amazing Race, yeah. Probably on the Patreon. Because I do think that is the superior method. What? Oh, everyone seems to be freaking out in chat right now. Are we back already, or are you just talking about feeds? All right, I'm back now. Me and my partner don't even pet each other like that. I mean, listen, I will say, I think people are allowed to like platonically exist however they want. It's the fact that he said he was intentionally flirting that makes me go, okay, that's what this is, for sure. And I do think, you know, there are boundaries for like different levels of boundaries for different people in different relationships. Though I do think there is a line in the other direction. If you're like, you cannot touch a member of the opposite sex, like I think that's weird. Will has not played in every comp now. He missed, I think, the first one, and then either the second or third, I think. But he's played in like 4 or 5 of the 6 or 7 or whatever. I don't remember the last time I checked. We did get the veto job, by the way. See, at this point, he'd already kind of been talked into not using it. Can I just say too? I find this interesting because it is such a thing that like people can often be more or less likable, at least from the perspective of any given viewer, depending on who they're interacting with. And I think the same is very true of Vinny, because like when he's around Rachel, he's so much less negative. It's genuinely my biggest like personal issue with Vince. Greg, thank you for the $5. And like, cause like my thing with Vince is I feel like, you know, uh, I like his interests. He likes Big Brother. He likes video games. I like that he's approaching the game wanting to play, doesn't care about lying. I feel like I could like Vince. But the thing that always like frustrates me about him and really holds me back with him is just how mean he is all the time. He just like his default is to lash out and be so negative about people. Um, and it makes me like not want to like him in that way. And I still appreciate him as a player, obviously, because he's creating a lot of entertainment for me. Um, but I would really like him so much more if he wasn't just so negative all the time. And I don't think it's good for his game either. But when he's around Rachel, we don't see it. Um, he's having to like um mold himself to be more likable to her, and I think the way he sees that being is like not being as mean and negative. Um, prediction. How about a Morgan diary room? And like, yeah, like the thing is that like I know the negativity is not mimicking because he does it to himself and around people that aren't negative at all, like Lauren, and to the point where it actually pushes Lauren away sometimes, or has historically pushed Lauren away. Yeah, they looked great coming back from this. When you begin changing your internal dialogue to frame things neutrally or positively, your whole life changed. I completely agree with that sentiment. Here we go. Anissa, thank you for the $10. An appreciation of the amazing reenactment of Vince and Keanu's drama yesterday. Thank you so much. Definitely not low budget acting. Oh my god, I saw that Meryl Streep tweet. I thought it was funny. Ava's crushing this look right now. I hope you enjoy dying. See, I feel like the narration from the diary room is totally unnecessary. Oh my god. Wait, was that Ava's doing or was that supposed to happen? Because that was great. I was so happy the second I saw her do. I was like, oh my god, that's so fun that they make them spit it out like that. Yes, yes, they are making. Come on, that's so good. Dude, Vince is so handsome with his hood, with his beanie off and the suit. He said, up until this point, everyone has accepted the glass given to them. So I'm going to give the glass that is not poisoned. And then Kelly does the exact same thing. Them, yeah, the person trying to convince you that you have, that they gave you the clean glass and you should trust them, in my mind, makes it more likely that they did actually give you the clean glass. Because what they want is the like satisfaction of being like, should have trusted me. Instead of the small guilt of like, yeah, I lied to you, I tricked you. He is little stinky. That's for Ava. Ava's still on the ground. She's really still on the ground. I thought they were faking it. She's really still on the ground. She was in the ground on the wall on the wide shot. Yeah, because if you go to the guy that at the same time, he's more likely to do something different because he's gonna think you're gonna do something different. He cold read Keanu. Man, Will might have been able to win this. Please step over Will's body. Mickey gets the buy round. People were very annoyed about this. Still no Morgan die room. I'm looking out for Vince. My God. He pulls him off. I didn't know it was that bad. It's such a Vince thing to do, too. to be pulled into a less than optimal strategy because of social pressure. It's like, Vince, you nominated her. Like, it's okay to target her in the competition. You already walked over to her table, too. It's not like you're hiding anything. I'm sorry, we can't blame this on Keanu. That was 100% on Vince. He had the decision to make. It's such a classic Vince move, too, to blame Keanu for his bad choice. Not the convulsions. The answer is no. No Morgan diary room. Next prediction then should be... How about Lauren? Lauren DR? Global's way ahead of us as well, so I need to start getting quick with this. "30 seconds on the prediction." So far, I think I was right. I think this is like a very good competition idea. The camp of it all is working, I think, a lot better than most. Is it over the top? Yes. Could it be more dramatic and serious? Yes. I think that could also work, but I think this is still pretty fun overall. I do think it's taking a little longer than it needs to, as per usual. I do think it's being over-explained in the diary room, as per usual. But I think it's a good comp idea. Especially for a veto, which tends to have the worst inequities in terms of ability. Greg, thank you for the $2. And the whole thing about choosing your opponent, not actually as relevant as you might have thought. It only resulted in one serious like bye round. Because everyone has to go unless there's an uneven amount of people. So ultimately, like, Vince picking Mickey doesn't really mean anything. She still has to survive 2 more rounds, whether it's against Vince first and then someone else, or against someone else and then Vince. The difference is by picking Keanu, he picked the one person who wasn't on the block. Which actually, in some way, is the better way, theoretically. I mean, not necessarily. Basically, like, it's all the same. It's really all the same. You pick Keanu, you guarantee that one of you or Keanu is in the final round, and you have a 50-50 shot at winning. You pick Mickey and you lose, and then Keanu goes against Kelly and loses. Now one of your nominees is guaranteed to win. But it's just all the same. Now you could say Keanu is a much easier beat than, Kelly or Mickey. But if that's the case, then he goes against Mickey. Mickey beats him. Keanu goes against Kelly. Kelly beats him. And then we saw Mickey beat Kelly. So again, it's just all the same. The only round where it mattered really was the one where there were an uneven amount of players and she got the bye. That was a pretty significant advantage. But of course, just very funny in general, the idea that he walked up to Mickey's table and then got convinced to go to Keanu's and then blamed Keanu for it. All right, we're back. Yeah, I was thinking about the BB3 veto. Was it BB3 or was it BB? Was it BB3? Yeah, because Jason played, right? And Amy. I think that Vince had his tell. When Vince walks up to Mickey's table and then is convinced to go elsewhere, that's the tell that he's going to be too scared to give you the poison. He's going to be way more inclined to give it to himself. Because that's the safer play, socially. It does look silver. I mean, that was easily one of the more enjoyable videos to watch from, in my opinion, that we've seen in a while. He's just pooping himself.
I'm pooping my pants.
All right, let me see if I can pull some of these clips. Sometimes I don't realize that it hasn't worked. No, Lauren Diarim is right. And I'm not going to run a next prediction because we're too far behind, I think. So we will do one in a moment. I see. I didn't get the first clip. That's annoying. Man, there was a soundbite I really hoped I would get, but I don't even remember what it was. What's happening? There we go. Sorry, I'm trying to clip this. And then one more. Man, I just have a bunch of random files in a folder with names like enormous ass, crying lying, back bitches, pooping himself.
I hope I do pick the poison.
Oh, I know Vince is just pooping himself right now.
I'm pooping my pants.
We're back. We're back. I feel like the I'm pooping my pants was funnier after playing Morgan's version. Lauren in the diary. I see what Morgan's doing right now. Cut to her in the room. All right, here we go. Brendan on chat BCC, you've been out cuddled. Listen, I hear you, Rachel. But now is not the time for the fact checking. It worked out. But now is not the time. Beautiful, thank you to $10. I can give you one. I feel like this episode has been ripe with sound bites. All right, okay. This is this could be the soundbite of the season right here.
This is so dumb.
Yep. I agree, Keanu. And then I have another one as well. What's funny is I didn't have to name this something weird because I do have another one.
I mean, the audacity, Keanu.
But it's called Audacity, so I'm good. All of the ones I have so far.
This is a boring move. Get your popcorn ready.
I get to choose. I'm the legend.
I let him know without pushing too hard.
No.
These are the people that I trust the most in this house. So their opinion, I truly value.
Remember when that was refreshing?
My weakness is that I care too much.
Gotta put kaputs to that.
I'm pooping my pants.
Keanu got an enormous ass. What are we actually doing here? This is not the mafia.
Maybe you want to do some bench presses on that brain because, bro, I think you're very confused. I'm back, bitches! Oh my god, I'm the new HOH! He's either crying to me or lying to me.
Aw, man. Why do I instigate so much?
I hope I do pick the poison.
Oh, I know Vince is just pooping himself right now.
I'm pooping my pants.
This is so dumb.
I mean, the audacity, Keanu.
That's what I got. We're going lean this season. We used to do more, but I feel like they're all good. They're all bangers. I will say, it really surprised me to hear Papa Roach in there. I completely forgot I did that. All right, long commercial. Oh, by the way, I received something today. I talked about how I have a little bit of an addiction. Look how pretty. I'm so excited. Okay, we're back. I want to build a whole little library thing behind me. Are we irritating you with how nice we are to each other? That face from Rachel. Dramata.
Will.
I forgot to do Will's reaction when I did this. There was so much other stuff to do that day. Big baby. I do think this was pretty significant in Rachel staying. All right, we're going to run the prediction. Final DR. Rachel, Vince, Morgan, Ava, Mickey, Ashley, Kelly, Will, Catherine, other. I Assassin, thank you for the $2. I do not think we are going to get swamp ass. No. Oh, did you guys see? I saw that. I saw Zach tweet out that there was like an article about Riley that like Zach had reached out to him, and then Zach tweeted like, "This is a lie. I have not reached out to this man." which is interesting. Zach, like, I feel like Zach has been one of the more like active pre-jurors in terms of like staying tapped in and not just like digging his head in the sand, if you know what I mean. Jimmy too, yeah. I think I expected it more from Jimmy. I expected it less from Zach. All right, we're back. We're back. "15 minutes before the ceremony." I really hope we see some like interference running. Yes, this is exactly what Keanu said, that Rachel wouldn't let him talk to Vince. And he's waiting outside the room. She's being super immature. I don't think that's the word you were looking for, dude. Nope. Oh, this is exactly what I was hoping for. We're all heading out anyway. Of course, Vince can't say no. You go ahead. Yeah, I didn't realize he actually ended up talking to him. Although it doesn't seem like it was much of a talk. German, thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the Robot Army. his face. Catherine, I am already sat. See, forcing Vince to say take a seat is so much better than having him do. My first nominee is... What analogy was that? Okay. It was Rachel. The final DR. Good episode. I think they really did capture what they needed to. Obviously, there were bits that were left out that are important to us from the feeds. But that's inevitable. This is one of those examples of, like, you know, at the end of the day, you can only include so much. You know, would have been great to see Morgan and Ashley more, and how involved they were in this. Will's part would have been nice to see. You know, stuff like that. But again, at the end of the day, I think this was compressing for the sake of storytelling, the sake of timing, and it all makes sense. And it made for a good story. And I think it did also, like, leave you with the same level of uncertainty that Vince had and that we had going in. So good stuff. Good episode. The veto comp was good. That's not something that normally happens. And this, by the way, is exactly what I mean when I say that you don't need it to be some big physical spectacle to be an entertaining competition. It was something very simple, very, like, the opposite of physical. And one of the best competitions they've had in a while. So, yeah, just good stuff. All right, let me make sure I pick Rachel here. Also, we finally got messy Keanu on the I think I took it for granted in the moment, but I'm realizing right now, that's the first time the casuals, I think, have seen messy Keanu. I just saw Lauren run upstairs. Hold on now. I'll have to check on this. Oh my god, is this true though? She certainly looks like she heard. Okay, sorry. This is a feeds thing. Lauren's been talking all day with Vince about trying to vote out Ava. And she was just in the train room talking with Ashley about voting out Ava, and Ava was in the room. And Lauren just realized it. And she just ran upstairs to talk to Vince, and the other camera is on Ava looking quite upset. I think in Ava's mind, the idea that Lauren would vote her out over Kelly is genuinely a pretty big blow. And I can't really blame her. Let me see if I can. This is the current set of feeds. Lauren freaking out to Vince. Ava looking upset. Oh boy. Thing two is that's gonna like solidify for sure if there were any chance they wanted Ava out. They're gonna for sure want Ava to stay now. Oh, Ava's pissed at Lauren now? That's perfect for us. I mean, that could genuinely be significant. The trio of Ava, Lauren, Catherine, wasn't exactly the biggest threat in the world, but was starting to look like a thing. And that could really, really put a significant damper on it. What's also interesting is what that does for the current vote as well. Part of the fear of keeping Catherine right now is her connection to Lauren and Ava. And if Ava is anti-Catherine and Lauren now, it might actually save Catherine because the tides are starting to turn a little bit. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. All right. Anyway, thanks again for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed the watch party. If you enjoy these kinds of watch parties and you want even better versions where you can actually see what you're watching, head over to my Patreon, where I'm currently watching Australian Survivor versus the World. Also doing some of the original Genius and did some Devil's Plan season 2 earlier than or before that. Of course, the book right here. Episode 6 was phenomenal of Australian versus the World for Survivor. I thought it was really good. It's just like a bunch of top tier Survivor players around the world, all firing it all on all cylinders. That was that episode, and it was just phenomenal. But that's what I got. Tune in tomorrow morning for the update. Tomorrow night we'll be back here for the eviction. First one in a while that I don't think will be that stressful. So that'll be nice. Maybe, I don't know. And then we'll keep it moving from there. But thank you for hanging out. Hope you've been enjoying. And let me see.
Oh, I know Vince is just pooping himself right now.
There you go. See you next time.